U.S. Army General Vincent Brooks visited the Joint Security Area with South Korean Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Soon-jin, to send a message of warning to the North. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon will visit Korea and Japan late this month to attend the Jeju Forum for Peace and Prosperity and the G7 Summit. And Saturday is Buddha's birthday. The Lotus Lantern Festival was held in Seoul ahead of the holiday, and we bring you a look at the stunning colors on display. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, May 13th. I'm Luke Clary. U.S. Army General Vincent Brooks, who took charge of U.S. forces in Korea last month, visited the Joint Security Area with South Korean Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Soon-jin. The visit to the inter-Korean border by the two military commanders was meant to send a strong warning message to North Korea.
첫 번째 흰색 깃발 있는 옆이 바로 108번 M대.
General Vincent Brooks, the new commander of ROK-US Combined Forces, visited Panmunjeom's Joint Security Area yesterday as his first public appearance since taking charge of U.S. forces in Korea. He asked for a strong defense posture based on a solid ROK-US alliance to deter North Korean provocations.
In this position, I am certainly committed to maintaining the strength of the alliance while also trying to protect the armistice as well as we can.
It was a strong warning message sent to North Korea by the new chief of joint forces as the likelihood of North Korea initiating surprise provocations grows in the wake of the 7th Workers' Party Congress in Pyongyang. South Korean chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff Soon-jin also vowed stern relation against North Korean provocations.
현재처럼 혈맹의 정신으로 완벽한 대비 태세를 갖춰주기를 여러분에게 부탁합니다.
Meanwhile, the South Korean military held an offshore artillery exercise near the northern limit line on the Yellow Sea. Military authorities from South Korea and the United States also discussed various measures to deter North Korean provocations at the Korea-U.S. Integrated Defense Dialogue, which had taken place in Washington, D.C. on May 9th and 10th.
Kim Jong-un's strategy appears to be the pursuit of nuclear and economic development simultaneously, but some analysts warn that this could backfire on the regime. They go on to say that the North Korean leader's excessive focus on achievements will only further anger the public.
새로운 병진 노선은 급변하는 정세에 대처하기 위한 일시적인 대응책이 아니라 항구적으로 틀어지고 나가야 할 전략적 노선이며
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has proclaimed his state a nuclear power in the Workers' Party Code and officially announced nuclear and economic development as the key strategy of his administration. However, some analysts predict that a simultaneous pursuit of nuclear and economic development could backfire and unsettle the Kim Jong-un regime. Their view is that Kim's ambiguous economic development policies amid heavy sanctions against the North due to its nuclear development will eventually result in exploitation of the North Korean people.
핵건설 쪽에 많은 매력을 느끼고 그쪽에 투자를 많이 한다는 것은 역으로 경제 발전에서 많은 손실을 가져올 수밖에 없고 그 손실은 북한 인민들에게 많은 배고픔을 줄 수밖에 없는.
Kim's policies could then eventually reveal loopholes, triggering public resent and undermining his power.
경제적 협력 지원이 더욱 어려워지기 때문에 그것이 북한 경제를 어렵게 하고 이것이 김정은 정권에 위협하는 핵심적인 요소가 될 것으로 보입니다.
It has also been posited that Pyongyang is likely to conduct a fifth nuclear test to show off its relentless pursuit of economic and nuclear development.
The families of some of the North Korean restaurant employees who fled China last month granted an interview to foreign journalists on assignment in the North. The families claim that the North Koreans were kidnapped by South Korean authorities. Here's more.
These are the family members of the North Korean restaurant employees who had fled China last month. The family members who remain in North Korea claim that the South Korean authorities had kidnapped the female employees. given that CNN's interview with the family members was arranged at North Korea's proposal of an exclusive report. The North Korean authorities are believed to have carefully directed the plot. But North Korea's propaganda efforts are sometimes full of holes. A maternity hospital in Pyongyang was shown to the foreign press members. Although the hospital had cutting-edge equipment, the staff didn't know how to operate them or only spewed nonsense about old devices.
External part looks like old, but inner part, electrode is rebuilt.
A supposedly sick woman on a hospital bed has full makeup on, and there isn't a single medical chart in the hospital rooms. The Washington Post reporter who had covered the hospital pointed out North Korea's duplicity by asking where reality ends and artifice begins.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon will visit Korea and Japan late this month to attend the Jeju Forum for Peace and Prosperity and the G7 summit. Attention is also focused on Ban's political plans as he's scheduled to stay in Seoul for 3 days.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has announced plans to visit Korea later this month.
On the 25th of May, the Secretary General will participate in the Jeju Forum in the Republic of Korea, a regional multilateral dialogue platform for promoting peace and prosperity in East Asia.
Ban will deliver a keynote speech at the Jeju Forum for Peace and Prosperity on May 25th and fly to Japan the next day to attend the G7 summit. On May 30th, Ban will visit Gyeongju to attend the UN NGO conference before returning to New York. During his visit, the UN chief will reportedly stay in Seoul on May 27th to the 29th. Ban said that he hopes to spend some time with his family while in Seoul, but attention is gathering on his political moves. Some members of the ruling Saenuri Party, which suffered a crushing defeat in the last general elections, say that Ban could become the party's savior. It also remains to be seen whether Ban will meet with the president. So far, Ban has said that he would only focus on his duties with the UN until his term ends at the end of this year, and he has not given a clear answer on whether he will run for president.
The 86th Joonyoung Festival in Namwon, North Jeolla Province has opened today. Let's visit Gwanghaluwon Garden in Namwon to see the variety of events and performances featured at the Love Theme Festival.
Joonyoung Village in Namwon, North Jeolla Province is known as the home of Pansori, Korea's folk song. A wide variety of traditional cultural events are held at Gwanghaluwon Garden, where Sung Chun-hyang and Lee Mong-yong fell in love. Having started back in 1931, the Namwon Joonyoung Festival boasts of the longest history and tradition among all the local festivals in Korea. This year's festival, featuring the theme of Joonyoung, the undying love, is scheduled to last 4 days from May 13th at the areas around Gwanghaluwon Garden, the Yeocheon Stream, and the Joonyoung Theme Park. The opening ceremony, held Friday evening, will feature a traditional music concert, a group dance recital, and brilliant fireworks. Prior to the opening ceremony, the fiercely competitive Joonyoung Gugak contest will be held for the nation's top traditional singers to show off their talents. The flagship event of this year's festival is the Love of the Century Performing Arts event. 36 teams from Korea and abroad are scheduled to put on roughly 40 rounds of amazing performances. Korean traditional opera Changguk, inspired by the love story of Joonyoung, and a complete Sugunga Pansori performance are included in the repertoire. A Russian folk music ensemble, China's Yancheng City Art Troupe, Italian opera singers, and many other artists will showcase the traditional music of their respective countries to give the festival a more global appeal.
On May 15th, Korea will mark Teachers' Day. A group of former students, now in their 80s, met with their teacher, who is now 99, to honor him this Teachers' Day. Let's take a look.
Former pupils, now in their 80s, have visited their elementary school teacher.
선생님 안 계세요? 안녕하세요.
The teacher, who turned 99 this year, welcomes his students in the yard. The students bow, to which the teacher responds with a bow of his own. The students then attach a carnation to his chest to express their gratitude. They reminisce about their time together, looking at black and white photos that were taken more than 70 years ago.
여기가 선생님이시고 저희들 이게 졸업 사진이에요.
스승의 날을 맞이하여 백수 대신 선생님을 뵙고 인사드리려고 동문들과 같이 이렇게 찾아왔습니다.
The pupils and the teachers stroll in the old school playground together, reliving their childhood memories.
선생님을 모시고 동료들과 함께 교정을 돌아다니면서 말씀도 나누시고 하다 보니까 옛 추억도 떠오르고 기분이 아주 좋습니다.
This teacher was known for his extraordinary love for his students. In 1951, when Korea was still at war, he raised funds in the form of 1,600 sacks of rice for the establishment of a middle school in his town. He was in his early 30s at the time.
내가 배랑 한 일도 없는데 그렇게 고맙게 해서 아주 성대에 환영을 해주기 때문에 특히 아주 감개무량합니다.
This former teacher and his pupils still cherish their memories together even after 70 years.
At Seoul Grand Park, some animals enjoy celebrity status. The famous animals are known to draw scores of visitors, especially as the weather improves. We take you there now.
The black hairy friend gulps down vegetables given as a snack in no time. It also drinks herb tea from a bottle held in hand. The furry friends pounce their chests, yell at times, and also enjoy the warm sunlight. These two are the most valuable assets at the zoo. They are the lowland gorilla couple.
지금 보신 고릴라 가격이 10억이래요. 그 얘기 들으셨어요?
아니요, 처음 들었는데요. 네, 10억, 저보다 비싼 것 같은데요.
These hippos yawn as they bask in the sun and also munch on fruits and snacks. They are the pygmy hippopotamus couple. The male is blind and the female has come from afar, the UK. They are the second most highly valued at the zoo at over $850,000. Visitors can't take their eyes off them. Also at the Seoul Grand Park is the giant anteater, as well as the Malayan sun bear, an endangered species, and the smallest in the bear family.
국제적으로 멸종위기 동물도 여기서 보호하며 관리하고 있고요. 그리고 이제 지방동물원에서도 볼 수 없는 그런 이제 희귀하고 다양한 동물들이 이곳.
Including rare species, the Seoul Grand Park houses a total of over 3,600 animals.
Saturday is Buddha's birthday, marking Buddhist era 2560 on the Buddhist calendar. A large-scale Lotus Lantern Festival has been held in downtown Seoul ahead of the holiday. Take a look at the beautiful array of colors.
Instead of cars, some 100,000 colorful lanterns fill the streets in downtown Seoul. The procession set out from Hungin-jimun Gate, past Jongun, and continued all the way to Choge Temple, creating a beautiful wave of lights. Prior to the event, the Venerable Chaseung, head of the Choge Order of Korean Buddhism, said that lights lit by people's hearts are what enables society to communicate. He called for a wave of hope and courage with lights illuminated from our hearts. The Lotus Lantern is a symbol of Buddhism, carrying the meaning of uncovering and propagating the Buddha's truth. The lantern procession is a custom which traces its roots back to the unified Silla dynasty. The Lotus Lantern Parade was designated Important Intangible Cultural Asset number 122 back in 2012. Even after the parade, colorfully lit Lotus Lanterns will be on display through Saturday near the Cheonggyecheon Stream and Choge Temple area.
As we just mentioned in that last story, Buddha's birthday falls on Saturday, May 14th this year. Up next, a report on temple food, which is considered quite healthy because it contains 0 artificial additives or strong spices. Here's more. The surrounds of Buddhist temples in Gyeonggi-do province are blanketed with colorful lanterns to celebrate Buddha's birthday. The lanterns were made with extra care by temple stay visitors.
Happy birthday, Buddha!
It's mealtime. Bowls used by Buddhist monks have 4 purposes. First of all, the bowls are washed thoroughly with special water. Then the food, simple and neat, arrives. Temple food is made only with seasonal vegetables, dried pepper powder, and soy sauce. Everything is purely natural. Today's menu is radish soup, fried vegetables, braised potatoes, and kimchi. How does it taste?
달랐어요. 짧게 먹잖아요, 한국지에는. 근데 여기는 되게 자극적이지 않은 거?
There are restaurants that specialize in temple food. This place serves yellow dough flakes, rice wrapped in lotus leaves, and pink lotus roots. This dish looks like meat, but in fact it's deep-fried mushroom puffs. Many dishes in temple cuisine are made with mushrooms.
오신 지와 육식을 하지 못하기 때문에 버섯 강정을 통해서 저희가 영양소 보충을 하고 있습니다.
Here's how to prepare simple temple food at home. First, prepare a filling with tofu and vegetables, and wrap with steamed cabbage leaves into rolls.
Very good, very fresh.
You can also make a temple-style pizza. Mix wheat flour with potatoes to make a dough. Top with tomato sauce and mushrooms. Use ground yam instead of cheese. Now, bake the pizza. And it looks like any other pizza.
감자 피자는 몸에 좋으니까 맨날 먹어도 맛있을 것 같아요.
Temple food is healthy and a simple pleasure to eat. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.